money green. She ain't wild with me. Wanna smile with me.
These rap cats, man, they all got this style for me. And if I ever see them, man, they probably bow to me.
Welcome back, guys.
Yo, it's been too long.
I missed you guys.
No, I missed y'all. I see you all the time. But Ace, where you been?
I know.
So much has happened.
First of all, welcome to our viewers back to another episode of Millennials to Millionaires. Just in case you are new here, I'm Alicia Ace West.
I'm Daniel King Sold.
And I'm Twii Estate.
Yes, it's been a minute, you know.
It's been too long.
But we're back off the jump off, you know, ready to go. How are you guys?
A lot's changed.
A lot has changed.
A lot's changed. You have a glow to you.
Really, I think it's the makeup. Shout out
Okay.
to my makeup artist,
It's not the motherhood.
Yeah, I thought it was that change.
Oh, I don't know. That comes with a lot of, bags because of no sleep and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, let's congratulate you formally.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So
Ace is now a proud new mother.
thank you. I gave birth to a baby girl 7 months ago.
Nice.
yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm not the only one who has stepped into parenthood.
Yeah.
Congratulations
Congrats
to you,
to
too.
you.
Come on, give me my flowers.
Hey.
Can I get my flowers, please?
That has been a change. We've talked about you being, in situations.
The eligible bachelor at one point in time.
Yeah, no, you're a whole daddy.
Yeah.
Congratulations. How has that experience been?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing, actually, and I feel like having a kid allowed me to settle down in terms of like my activities and like just mentally, right? I think I've been more focused now because I have responsibilities. I have things that I really have to take care of, especially my timing. My schedule is crazy nowadays, right? Trying to make sure that I have time to see her, plus work, not trying to fall off with that. So, I mean, it's been a blessing because it's put things in perspective, right? Now I make time for things that are important and, less time for things that aren't important.
For sure. And especially now, like, they're in a very important stage. Like so many firsts happen and it happens really quickly. And they grow so much. Like they really grow the fastest like in the first couple of years. So 100%. It's like you don't want to miss that.
No.
It's not worth it to me. No. Like, you try you want to be there.
Phone call that something dramatic just happened. Like, she just took her first step. You're like,
I missed it.
And now I'm just like downtown chilling. It's like, I'd rather be there, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So. Maybe soon you'll experience this.
Maybe, if God willing. While you
He's
guys,
like, I don't know.
while you guys were making babies, I was still working, getting busy over the past
Some
year.
people do both.
Yeah. Well, you look good. You lost some weight.
Yeah, only 106 pounds. Nothing.
Jeez.
Nothing
That's
much.
crazy.
Come on,
See, you deserve your
Oh,
flowers
okay.
too.
So give me my flowers.
You deserve your flowers too.
This is a different Daniel. This is not season 2, season 1 Daniel.
No, it's definitely
totally
not.
different.
Is your confidence higher?
Oh, my confidence is on
For
a new level. I'm a supreme guy, supreme different. Like I would look at business deals different. I walk into the room of negotiations different.
You're like, do you know who I am? I lost 106 pounds. Okay, talk to me nice. That's how I am. I'm like, yo, I pushed out a whole 9 pound 7 ounce baby.
There
Okay.
you go.
You can't tell me nothing.
Nothing.
No. And it's crazy because it's like when we started this podcast, we're talking about consistency and dedication. And throughout COVID, we're stuck in the house and gyms are closed and people are gaining weight. You're in front of Netflix. You're not as active as you are before.
Yeah.
But it's especially taking this break. It's like I felt like I have to practice what I preach. I can't be here sitting on a podcast talking about consistency if I can't be consistent myself. So definitely, I cut out alcohol for like a good portion of the time.
It's like almost a year.
Yeah, a year without alcohol. I changed my regimen, been exercising, playing lots of golf. Which is surprisingly a lot of exercise. Surprising.
When you're walking,
I picked up golf too.
I'm
trying. Yes.
We gotta play. I'm elite though.
You're elite?
I'm elite.
Listen, I've only been doing it for like a month. Okay. So
you got
please,
some time.
you got some time. But I've been trying. I was at the driving range yesterday and it is work. Like,
you swing. You take 100 swings.
But a lot of times he's walking the course too.
I did. Yeah. That's good. That's a really great exercise. I actually did a golf tournament recently, and the place was so, like, the course was so big that you couldn't walk. Like, they make it mandatory that you have a cart. But even still, between like the holes that weren't too far or whatever, I would walk. At the end of the day, it was bus, yo. It was my first 18. I was like, dang,
4 hours, it goes by quickly, but it's
bro, and you're baking in the sun too. That is another thing.
So I don't sleep on the golf players. They're working out to you. But I'm very proud. How has the business side been, guys?
Oh, business is booming. When we first started this podcast, you know, we were realtors that were slowly making the transition into development. And now I can confidently, firmly say that we are actually developers.
Yes.
You know, Twii and I, like, we have, you know, a bunch of sites that we've locked up. Right now in Niagara Falls, I got a 76-unit site that we're working on.
We're going to break ground pretty soon. We'll have to demolish that church.
Wow. Yeah. And, like, you're going to build condos or, like, townhouses?
Yeah, so they're going to be stacked townhouses.
Okay,
stacked townhouses in Port Colborne. They're going to go on sale soon, so you guys pay attention for that.
Yeah, and they're not going to last long. So,
yeah, exactly.
You know.
It's only 30 of them. And then
I
have a site in Ottawa as well, about 100 units out there. So... No, we've been active.
So
how can people, sorry to cut off, I just want to know how people can find out the information when they are going to, like, go on sale, when you guys start that.
Follow the M2M podcast.
Follow the page. Follow me on Instagram.
You guys are going to post on that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Surprising. Instagram's a huge marketplace.
Yeah.
This guy does tons of business on Instagram.
Nice.
I do a lot of business on Instagram. So Instagram is very vital to, you know, especially people in real estate.
It's the new millennial way.
Yeah.
No more MySpace.
Like, people check their Instagram before they'll check their emails.
No more cold calling like that. Like, it's cold DMs.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's crazy. Even though it's a cold DM, it's still warm because you have mutual followers. With
they'll look into you like, oh, wait, he knows Ace. Oh, he knows that. Okay, this guy must be legit. You scroll down, you see a bit about the person.
The 6 degrees of separation is more like 2.
2. Yeah. Literally
3 maybe. You know,
if
you live under a rock, like
yeah.
it's easier to get into contact with a lot more people, which is obviously great when you're in the business of networking and, you know, real estate.
For sure.
Yeah, but no, the past year and a bit since, you know, we've been here, it's business, as you know, has been crazy. Real estate has hit its highest peak February of 2022 this year that it's we've ever seen before. There was a lot of transactions, a lot of things happening. Twii, I know you just sold your house. And you got a little bag.
A little bag?
Yeah, just a tiny bag.
A little bag.
Okay, so what?
Tiny bag.
Give me the details about this house.
Okay, so in let's say 2020.
Okay.
End of 2020, I purchased a detached home in the Niagara region. So I put down, the home was $900,000. So I put on 20%, $180,000. That house ended up closing in August of 2021, right? So I waited 9 months. House was built. So as soon as it was built, I was already up maybe like 200, 300 grand. So I could have sold it at that moment and still made 200, 300 grand. But me being the extra person I am, I wanted to renovate it and I wanted to live there. Okay. You know, because I've always had this fantasy of living in a big house. Yeah. You know, I never had that growing up. I lived in an apartment, you know, so I always wanted this big house, you know, concept. So I ended up taking possession of the place, started renovations. One thing led to another. Before you know it, I was tearing out the entire house.
Oh my gosh.
You know, because the thing about renovations, like, they're tricky, right? It's a scary rabbit hole to go down because once you start one area, it makes the rest of the house look like shit,
your
right?
Your vision starts like, you're like, maybe I should just fix this. Maybe I should just fix this.
Before you
and
know
next thing you know, the whole house is a brand new house.
And I got caught in that web, right? So from me starting the process, I thought I was going to be, I was only going to spend like 80 grand. That was my budget, right? 80 grand, I could take care of a lot. By the end of it, I spent 140 grand on renovations, you know, but
how long did those take?
From the end of August to November. So call it like 2-3 months.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. And then I was traveling in between. Contractors were letting themselves in, so it wasn't bad. Life wasn't bad. Fast forward to February 2022. We were in LA or Vegas.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the comps literally while we're in Vegas. Right?
Let me tell you. Can I tell this part? Can I pause you right here?
Sure.
All right. So we step outside the mall, and Twii gets a call. And he's like, "Yo, did you see the house that just sold on the street? Yo, what? The house just sold." And he's like, "Yo, I just texted you something." He looks at his phone, and this guy, he's on the phone, and I just see him just like going crazy. Like, we're in Vegas, and he's just so excited. Like, I've never seen him so happy before. Yeah. And I'm just like, yo, like, what did the house sell for? Like, he's like, yo, just give me a second. I'm on the phone. Give me a second, bro. Like, and he's just like, boom, and he put the phone on speaker, and he was going over, and then what did the house end up selling for?
1.8.
1.8.
Yeah.
And so this house that you purchased
down the street.
And this house was smaller than yours?
It was smaller than me.
All right. So this house was you bought this house for how much again?
$900,000.
$900K. In what month?
In August of 2021.
21.
Yeah.
And this is
February
of 2022. This house went from $900,000 to $1.8 billion. When I'm telling you guys the power of real estate, in a few short months, you could have easily cleared almost $1 million if you bought the right house in the right location. Just so you can take that in. So we're in Vegas. Twii thinks he just made $1 million. He starts spending money like he already made it.
I went off in Vegas. He's
like, yo.
He was feeling like Oprah. He was like,
you get this. You get that.
No, you get that. You get a Dior bag.
Yeah,
you get a Dior bag. You get a Dior bag. And honestly, we were there.
He's like, who wants the Hermes?
So Birkins.
So we had an amazing time in Vegas, to say the least. We went to LA after. We went courtside at the Lakers game, and
he was really balling out.
It was on his budget, so we definitely had an amazing time. But I'll let you continue your story from there.
Yeah.
So you got the phone call.
Yeah. So I got the phone call that the property next to mine, or down the street from mine, sold for $1.8 million. So at this point, I'm going crazy. I'm like, yo, no way. I just made almost this crazy amount of money.
Yeah. Your house should be worth $2.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were saying. That's what we're concluding. And then, so he was gassing me up too. So he's guilty by association.
No, you're good. You're good. I promise you.
I'm like, yo, keep sold is listing this property for you. Like,
let me get a cut.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I want my commission. But I'm like, yo, don't worry. King Soul is selling this. You're going to get at least $2 million. And boom, we're going to get some more sites. We're going to do a little bit of shopping.
We're going to take a PJ home. Yeah. I was like, yo, I'm good now. No. And then, so there was one part of my house that was not done.
Yeah.
So I was missing a hood fan in my kitchen.
Okay,
so I don't know if you guys recall, but during the pandemic, like, everything was on back order, right? If you're trying to get furniture, if you're trying to get clothes, like, everything was on back order, right? So there was this one hood fan that I needed because I wanted it to match my other appliances.
And I told him, Twii, just buy any hood fan. It doesn't matter. But he's like, no, it has to be the same brand and the same stainless steel color of the... And I'm like, bro, sell your house and cash out now. He's like, no, he's stubborn.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm waiting till the hood fan comes. Don't worry. The market's not going anywhere. and continue on where we went after that.
So then I finally get this hood fan, and now it's like end of March.
Yeah.
Okay, it's end of March. I start to see a decline in the listing prices, the listing activity. I'm starting to panic now. I'm stressing, right? I'm sick even retelling the story. So I list my property. I listed at like 179.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm justified. I put so much work into it. It's a beautiful property, staged. You know what I mean? It showed very well. Listed at 1.79. I kid you not. I only got 8 showings. Yeah. 8 showings in that first week.
Every day I call him, yo, how many showings you got today? He's like, 1. Mind you, I sold my grandmother's house in February.
Yeah.
Which was a 2-bedroom semi-detached bungalow.
Yeah.
Just to put it in perspective, in the first 48 hours, I had 56 showings.
Yeah, for sure.
In 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
had 8 showings in a week.
Yeah.
So now I'm panicking. I'm like, yo, what is happening?
Like I spent all this money in Vegas. I need to get this money back.
And obviously Daniel's on the phone like, yo, bro, I told you to sell. Like, bro, you're not helping right now.
That sounds like a personal problem now.
It's only by God's grace I received an offer. The first person that saw it and the last person that saw it, the same person. So the 8 is really only 7 because they came twice.
Yeah.
Right? So the first person and the last person that saw it, they're the ones that gave me an offer.
Nice.
They gave an offer of 165. Right? And now I'm talking to Daniel, I'm talking to Sherrod, I'm talking to my uncle. I'm like, yo, what do you guys think I should do? What do you think I should do? Everybody, it's a unanimous decision. Everybody's like, yo, take it and run.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's not enough. Like, it's not enough. Like, yo, take it and run.
It's better than nothing.
Exactly. And then I ended up taking it.
Nice.
And it ended up closing this July. And yeah, made a little change.
So what did you end up making after?
So I mean,
you bought it 900.
Yeah, bought it 900. I put money into it.
You said a 140 in.
I put 145, and then I also put down 180 grand.
For sure.
Right. So when it was all said and done, even after getting like my money back that I put into the property, walked away with like 9
and change.
Yeah,
it's close to $1 million.
Yeah, it's a good little paycheck. It's the most I've ever seen at one time.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And it's from one property, so that just goes to show you the power of real estate, right?
Yeah,
one property over a 1.5-year span, technically, was able to yield almost $900,000.
It's a very lucky situation too, Like I
don't believe in luck.
No,
I believe in being blessed. I think
you're
I'm
blessed and highly favored.
Yeah, I think I have a good relationship with the man upstairs.
Yeah,
my mom's a very prayerful person. Yeah. So I believe that I deserved it.
But I believe you create your own luck.
Yeah.
By the steps and things that you did, by getting that pre-con, putting the money in, staging it, everything that you did, you created your own luck, and that's
for sure.
What does Oprah say? She says it's preparation and like timing is what luck gives. And so, it's not just like, oh, this fell into my lap. It was the right time and you prepared for it and then it happened.
Yeah.
Opportunity when an opportunity meets preparation.
Yeah.
So if you're preparing for something, like I started my first business at 8 years old. It's called Clean Kids, and throughout high school, I was selling Jordans and fitted hats and cars and Blackberries and whatever I can get my hands on.
And that was your preparation.
That was my preparation moment.
For selling more.
Exactly. So when the opportunity came for me to start selling units in Niagara and selling pre-con, I've been preparing for this moment for my entire life. People think that, this guy just had it overnight and it's overnight success. No, I've been preparing since I was 8 years old. Understand that.
Money is an interesting thing because I think money is literally the symbol of the value you create. So it's like if you're selling real estate, you're making money from it because you're creating value for that purchaser, right? In my property, I made money because I created value in it, right? I put so much effort into it, I put so much time into it, and the value also came from timing the market. You know what I mean? So it's like working a job, right? It's like working a job, and you're getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
That paycheck or your salary is determined by the value that the company that hired you perceives you to have, right?
Yeah.
But when you're an entrepreneur, the value you can create in something is limitless, right? You determine that. You control the trajectory of your earnings,
And that's why I love sales, and that's why I've always been into sales. I've worked for people before. I've driven a truck. I've delivered, furniture and appliances. But when I got into sales and I realized that if I want to make more, I just have to sell more. I just have to work harder. No matter how hard I worked when I was a general manager of a hardwood flooring store, I can put in, as much. There's only so much hours in a day.
You're
capped. It's capped. You know what I mean? As much overtime as I'm gonna do, I'm only gonna make X amount because I gotta sleep. There's only so many hours in a day. But when it comes to sales, the average, real estate transaction is like $20K. So if you want to make an extra 200 grand for the year. Just figure out how to do an extra 10 transactions.
That's it.
And it sounds simple, but it really is. There's no ceiling when it comes to sales and real estate, and that's why it's my bread and butter, and that's why I love it so much.
I also wanted to say in regards to this luck and blessing is that your preparation was obviously your education and knowing the market, but then also being able to have $180,000 to put down because it's not like everybody has that.
For sure.
So there's still some type of preparation that you had to do to be able to have that.
100%. But that 180, but you didn't have to put all that down at once, right?
No, I did it. What's interesting about that 180,000? So I put down 50 grand initially.
Okay.
And then to get the remaining, I refinanced another property that I had. Right, to get the balance, to get that 130, and that's how I made up the down payment.
Gotcha.
Nice.
So it's
it was only 50 out of your own pocket.
In reality, it was only 50 grand in my own pocket to return $900,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just imagine the multiple on that.
So when you get that check, then you just take the 130 back and put it to the house that you're.
I treat it like all profit.
Oh, okay.
And I just live.
Okay.
No, and then I double down in my newest ventures. Right it's real estate development because that's an expensive game. It's a very capital intensive game. So you need to have some capital around.
So what is Twii doing with the $900,000 now? What's the game plan?
So like I was saying, so I'm doubling down in my developments.
The developments?
Yeah. So it's a very capital intensive game, like I was saying. So I mean, just to get a site off the ground, sometimes you may need $200,000 just to put down, just to lock it in, right?
True.
And then you lock it in for a certain period of time. Then when that period of time, called the due diligence period, is over, they might ask for another 200 grand. That's just to lock it in. That's not even for
You haven't started any work yet. There's no architects, no planners, no studies,
just to lock it
no
in.
drawing. You just have gotten the land, and people think, you could just buy land and start building on it. But it's
there's a lot more on the back end.
So much more.
It is very complicated, and it's funny because people look at us and think we make it look kind of easy, right?
Yeah.
But there's so much work on the back end that you wouldn't even see.
I tell everyone that wants to follow his footsteps.
It's tough. It's very tough. It's very tough. It's because there's so many intricate parts to it, right? And it's a lot of moving parts at the same time. And you got to be on top of your shit because there's so many people that are relying on other individuals to get back to them to do this, to create this, and it's crazy. But
it's got to be a lot of hands.
Yes, and you need a cushion if you're going to go into that field, right? And I think, what's the first 48 laws of power? One of the laws is you can't serve two masters, right? So that's why I kind of had to scale back my real estate agent activities to go full-fledged with this real estate developing.
You got to be all in. You can't be a jack of all trades and a master of none, right?
Well, for you, it will benefit in the long term. For 100%. You to be more focused on development for both of you guys, because you guys both transitioned from just being a real estate agent to developers. So
for sure. I mean, for me personally, I came up off of pre-construction, right? So I flipped a lot of pre-construction properties in my day. So it only makes sense now to be at the manufacturing table of that pre-con, right?
Absolutely.
It's instead of buying one or two units, exactly. It's like selling work. It's
you're the plug.
Yeah, it's I'll create.
You're the plug. I'm the outlet.
There you go. Yeah. They gotta coexist.
Oh, little tag team. Cute. Awesome. Well, there's so much more that we can talk about. And of course, we are going to talk about it in more episodes to come. But I'm so happy to catch up with you guys.
It's good to be back, man. I miss you guys.
And so much more to talk about. So you guys make sure you subscribe and like our channel and comment and all the things, okay? Get us a lot of engagement.
Listen on Spotify also.
Yeah, listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
That's a wrap on this episode of Millennials to Millionaires. I'm Alicia Ace West.
Daniel King Sold.
And I'm Twii Estate.